What's up, reefers? Welcome back to another episode. We're still here in Texas. Colton invited us over. He's got 2 tanks. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna check him out, bombard him with a bunch of questions. Let's go check out tank number 1. Let's go inside. Colton.
Hey, man.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me over, man. So to my surprise, I thought I was coming to film 1 tank, and you have 2 beautiful tanks.
I got 2.
So spectacular. So we're gonna be filming 1 now, and then we'll save the next one for the next episode. Based on what I'm seeing so far, I think I'm gonna put you in the meticulous club, but I haven't seen the bottom yet. So most of the time, that's the most important part, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let's just start with the inside of the tank. This is so different than what I've seen before. You have a lot of common SPS corals that are known for growing, and they look spectacular together. You use the color contrast on them. I can tell you did the green, the blue, the red, blue, green. You made it a point not to put them all together. I can tell that right away. How long have you been doing this?
So I started reefing probably 5 years ago during COVID when it started.
Yeah.
And I actually started with a 10-gallon freshwater tank, and it just took off from there. So ever since then, man, I just have upgraded and then continue to go over the last 5 years. I love building stuff. I love creating my own aquascapes and stuff like that. So it's like adult Legos in a way.
Gotcha.
Just build things. So
what's cool for me to see is I've been doing this for so long that COVID doesn't seem like it was that long ago. And when you tell me, oh, you started during COVID, I'm like, it's cool to see that people start from zero and you guys get so advanced into the hobby. That means that the information is so available compared to the past. In the past, it was, I'm talking about even 20 years ago, it was, you have to go to your local fish store. Maybe you have to get on some forums. And even then, there wasn't that many people into the hobby. The technology wasn't there. So it's so much available right now, especially with YouTube and everything, right?
Oh yeah, I watch y'all's channel almost all the time, like driving home from work, listening to podcasts from like reef builders and stuff like that. I love just learning about the hobby and advancing as best I can.
Let's talk about some of these corals right here.
Yeah.
You got tons of Montiporas. You got plated Montiporas, Capricornus. You got the Montipora digitatas. You got some cool Burnets up there.
Yeah.
You got the Stylophoras. I mean, you got some Duncans in here. So this is a mix of LPS, you know, a few softies, Burley, a couple Zoantes maybe?
Yeah, so this was kind of like the first more advanced tank, and I wanted to start with some easier SPS and then progress to Acroporas.
Yeah.
I do have a second tank, so I've kind of, you know, cut pieces and frags and things that have kind of matured in this tank to kind of move over to the other one.
I see.
But I couldn't tear this one down because it was kind of on autopilot. And again, the easy to grow SPS, I mean, they kind of take off. You just take care of them and they start growing. But yeah, I love kind of mixing things up.
Kudos to you, because a lot of people that I see, when they have 2 tanks, 8 out of 10 times, 1 tank just doesn't get the love that it needs to be, you know? All the attention goes to that. And I've seen both of your tanks. They both look beautiful. The fish look happy.
Thanks, man.
So I can tell the bug came and beat you and he got you pretty good, huh?
It did, man. I love it. It's I love collecting. And then, yeah, growing it out. I think there's a satisfaction actually growing out some of your pieces and seeing them, you know, get those coralites and stuff. So,
yeah, you got a good old green slimer over there that's taking off.
That actually started as just a single, like, tiny little piece, and I've kind of put it in all these different areas as I knock things off, break them, and it's probably honestly one of my favorite SPS corals. It's just super easy to grow.
You know what? That thing's been around for a gazillion years, but it's still one of the best growers. It's bright. It's easy to keep. Doesn't get affected by many parasites or many weird things in the tank. It just seems to be pretty bulletproof.
Oh, indestructible.
Yeah, exactly. I love the leathers. I love how you got the encrusting on your paw right there, but the tentacles usually are not that long, except when they get super happy. And that's showing right there.
Luckily, I mean, kind of with the flow, I just have 2, you know, pumps on the side, but when the light hits right and I'm feeding the tank, especially this one and this one right there, their tentacles start flowing.
Yeah, I love how you're doing your zoanthus, how you're doing them in different areas. I know a lot of people lately do the islands of things. I can agree with the idea, but I don't like it too much because I feel like it's just, okay, here goes all your goniopores, here goes all your torches, here goes all your zoanthus. I like to mix it up. It looks more natural that way. I kind of like it how you got all the zoas just mixed in there, and then there's a patch over there.
Yeah, it has a splash of color in between. And actually, I think it was some of your advice. You said, you know, if you put zoas around like Acropora and stuff like that, they don't really kind of like bother each other. So I was like, hey, I got a frag here. I'm gonna put it around that one. I got a couple frags here, add some red, add some orange, add some yellow. And of course, the other chaos up in the corner just added
Yeah.
some color, and they don't seem to.
No,
That's
so
the
what I suggest to most people is let the SPS get a little bigger, you know, in
Yeah.
case so they got a little time to grow, and then when you get the SPS growing, start filling all the in between spots, you know. That way you get all the crazy color contrast. So I gotta ask the question, man. I'm gonna move away from the coral reefs for a
Sure.
bit. You have a Aptasia eating filefish in there.
I do.
He's not picking at your corals.
He's not, because I had a huge Aptasia outbreak not that
Okay.
long ago. And as you can see, like you look at all the nooks and crannies, that Aptasia is gone.
Yeah.
And so I've had him for probably about 3 months now. I mean, he does kind of intermittently do things, but I haven't seen any huge, you know, detriments to having him in the tank. I think
Yeah.
the benefit outweighs the cost.
Yeah.
But, you know, of course, if he starts nipping on other stuff, he's got to go.
You got a beautiful powder blue.
Oh, man.
I love them, but my fear with them is kind of like an Achilles, powder brown, powder blue.
Yeah.
Anything goes wrong. The power can go off for an hour and it will catch egg.
Yeah.
You change his food, I mean, I'm just being exaggerated. You look
Yeah.
at him the wrong way, he will catch it.
So this tank both tanks actually have ick.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough room or kind of the bandwidth with both of these to do a quarantine system. But luckily, again, I think like feeding them a lot of really good mixed foods has helped a lot. I actually was running UV sterilizers on this tank before, you know, really helped with the outbreak, but I've taken those off since then. This tank's kind of on autopilot. And again, he's fat, happy, healthy. I really don't see any spots anymore, but I
Yeah.
know it's in the tank. So
Yeah,
it's, you know,
okay,
just
so
keep
you're
'em.
happy.
But I agree with you. It's like very, you know, anytime I start seeing a spot or something, I'm like, uh-oh.
So you got a pair of clownfish?
Yes, I do. Those were the first fish I ever got 5 years ago with a little 20-gallon long tank, and they'll stick with me till the end.
You got some blue devil damsels, is that what you call them?
Yeah,
And
sapphire.
then Kupang, is that what they are?
Yes, sir. And then we got the Barbonius Anthea.
Bourbonias,
Yeah,
Antias?
it's
I don't
huge.
see. Oh, I see
It's
him in there.
huge, man. He'll pop
I
out
love
and
that
eat
fish.
huge chunks of shrimp. Like he eats everything.
Oh,
So-
you just want to be on video. Look at the camera over there. Say hello. All right,
Yeah,
so
she's gonna stay by your side the whole time.
yeah, she's a love machine, huh?
She sure is. I've got a Royal Grandma,
Okay.
Royal Grandma back in the back. And then we've got a Dragonette. He actually just disappeared, but he'll come out. Actually, he's in the back there, a spotted Dragonette. He's super beefy, but
Then you got the big Di Giardini,
that's actually sailfin
Sailfin?
tang. They have a Destardini in the other one.
just a
but
regular. Okay.
Yeah, he was the first tang I ever got.
He's
He
gorgeous, man.
Stayed with me, and
Look
Doing
how he's
awesome.
flexing right now.
that's right. Come on, he's
You
coming
know
out
we're
for the
talking about
camera.
him.
That's right. And then the kind of, I guess maybe the coup de grace of this tank in particular is my wife was very gracious, but I went to a local fish store here,
Yeah.
and the owner had broken down his tank, and he had a dwarf moray eel.
And you
So
got
I
it?
have a dwarf moray from Hawaii. in
Good luck
this
getting to
tank.
see it, right?
So I mean, we can always pull it. If I dangle or put a little bit of the shrimp food in there, just a
We'll
whiff
try
of
to
it,
do it later.
he'll start coming out. And
Let's see if we
I've
can
got-
capture a
I've got
video.
some tongs here that he. I didn't want to use the metal ones because he would kind of go at them, but he gets a little
Oh
aggressive.
wow,
for
a
it.
little aggressive, huh?
But honestly, he doesn't touch anything else. He doesn't touch the shrimp. He's
Cool,
model citizen. I think it completes the reef, man. So,
interesting. I see our green crumb is back there as well.
yeah,
Is a single?
single. I put
Little guy.
three in him, and he's the only one that survived. But honestly, it's pretty cool because I know in the wild they'll swim in and out of the SPS colonies, but he'll tuck himself right in the SPS kind of at night or for shelter.
Let's talk about your lights real quick. What kind of lights are you running here?
So these are the AI Prime 32 Hydra 32s.
Alright.
Had them for a little while.
And just 3 of them in the whole tank. It seems
Just
to be plenty.
3, and I have been running the same light schedule for the last year and a half, and it seems to provide enough par for everything. So
Everything seems super happy. I mean, the Setosa down there is barely getting light, and it seems to be growing, fighting with the Monticora.
exactly. There's coral warfare everywhere you look. Like these zoas have gotten stung by the Gani, but I'm like, I'll just let it ride.
Let's talk about your flow. What do you have? 2
MP40s.
Ecotech Marine MP40s?
That's really it. And then a return pump.
What do you feed the tank?
So I like to do mixed nori every single day.
Okay.
That's definitely a must for the tanks, at least a sheet every day. And then I end up doing a mix of some Nutrimar foods and then brine shrimp.
I love that Nutrimar food.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And so, yeah, just pellets. I don't do flake stuff anymore. I think it just kind of disintegrates a little bit
Yeah.
and mucks up the water. But these guys go after whatever I kind of put in the tank. So, yeah, mix of frozen and stuff too. So,
Okay, and let's talk about maintenance. do you do water changes?
This one, actually, I used to do bi-weekly water changes on it, but as it's matured, it's about 2 years old now. I usually probably do it once every month and a half, and I do about a 10% water change. And then of course, you know, if my phosphates or nitrates really spike up really high,
do a bigger one.
do a little bit of
But every
yeah.
month and a half, just what is it, 10 gallons?
10%, yeah.
10%.
So yeah, just about like 15 gallons.
15 gallons? And what salt do you use?
Tropic Marin Pro.
Tropic Man Pro, okay.
Yeah, so
And talk to me about dosing and numbers for the tank.
yeah.
How do you deliver calcium, alkalinity, magnesium?
This tank is very simple. I don't do two-part. I do calc-waster with my ATO, and then I do all for reef.
All for
So that's it. I don't really do a whole lot more. You know, if some of my levels, again, this tank in particular, I don't test as often as I do the other one, but my alkalinity usually runs about 7.5 to 8.5. And then my calcium around 400, 450. And then magnesium, I do keep it a little bit elevated, about 1450.
And how do you dose the alpha reef? Manually or with a
I got a doser, down there with the Neptune dose.
Where do you keep your nitrates and phosphates at?
So nitrates, this one, I'll be honest, I don't test nitrates that often. The last time I was kind of testing was about 10 to 20.
Okay.
Sometimes a little bit more than that because this tank gets fed a lot and I don't have a protein skimmer.
Okay.
And then my phosphates, usually again, a little bit on the higher side, about 0.15.
But the coral seem to be liking it. They're all happy. I mean, they're all thriving. I mean, look at those two goniopores right there. There's a different one right there than Croston one. It's just super, super happy.
So.
All right, let's go into the bottom area.
Okay.
You guys ready?
This
No
was
pressure.
Yeah. I mean, it's the simplest thing you can imagine.
Oh, wow. That's it?
That's it, man.
That is it.
So it's basically I got some carbon bags that kind of just right below the overflow. It just hits the carbon bags. It's just kind of I have a little bit of old live rock that I've kept for a while. And then I don't know actually what this algae is.
It just grew.
Yeah, it grew actually off some TBS live rock and it like overpopulated. So all I have is this refugium for removal and then actually a Ceche return pump.
So super basic.
That's it, man.
And what do you have on the other side?
The other side is basically the doser and stuff. So my ATO runs from one of the cabinets over there, and then the all for reef is just in this little bucket. And I run the Neptune Apex to monitor, and then just an old Inkbird.
So you got an Neptune Apex with the dose. And what else are you controlling with the Neptune?
I have the, really, honestly, just the refugium light.
Just refugium light. It's real basic. Basically to dose.
Yeah, man.
Turn things on.
Yeah. Check.
How about the lights?
The lights, yeah. I use Mobius for the lights because I used to use the AI Prime app, but now everything's with Mobius. So
wow, looks great, man.
Forward.
So are you going to Reefapalooza this week?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, you wouldn't miss it. You're not too far from here, right?
Oh no, I'm about 10 minutes away. My family loves going. My mother-in-law, my wife.
Well,
supportive.
I'm sure the people watching at home, if you've seen this, it's going to be too late to go to Reefapalooza, Texas.
Fair enough.
However, we're going to be on Reefapalooza Orlando, April 26th and 27th.
Let's go.
End of June, we're going to be in New York, and end of August, we're going to be in California. Maybe you guys can make it to one of these days.
I'd love to, man.
If not, I'd love to show you guys my store one day.
Yeah.
You guys can ever come to Orlando, I'll give you guys a tour. It'll be amazing.
Good, brother. I appreciate
Well,
you, man.
thank you very much, man.
Yeah,
Your tank looks amazing, dude. Thank you for inviting us over. I know you got one more tank, but in the meantime,
Yeah.
guys at home, please subscribe to the channel. Help us a lot. Give us a like. We'll see you guys in the next episode.